If you had to cut 1 pound off of your body from anywhere, what would you choose?
Where's my money?
Oh, gosh.
Probably an ass cheek, right?
No, I like my butt. My thighs could take some fat, though.
I would go ass cheek.
Or a boob.
More interested in that.
No.
Your insurance policy.
Hey everyone, welcome to our channel. I'm Steven.
I'm Stasi.
And in this video, Stasi and I will both watch The Gentleman for the first time. So how this is going to work, we're going to see what each other knows about the movie. We'll give a few details about the movie. We will then go watch The Gentleman and come right back here to give our review. Alright, Stasi, what do you know about The Gentleman?
I know that it came out like maybe 2 years ago. I remember hearing about it. I know it's a Guy Ritchie movie, and that's about it. I think I remember hearing the critics weren't complete fans of it. I don't know for sure. We will find out later. But yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, I didn't know it was a Guy Ritchie movie. I think it came out early 2020 because I remember seeing previews for it when we used to go to movie theaters and see other movies back when that was a thing. Yeah, I don't, just from what I remember of the previews, it's, British gangster type people in suits or track suits or whatever, running around with guns, chasing each other, stealing shit from each other. Typical Guy Ritchie
stuff, yeah.
Event. That's what I'm expecting. That's what I'm hoping to get. And I don't really give a shit if the critics didn't like it. As long as that's what it is, I'm probably going to enjoy it.
Yeah, same.
The Gentleman was released in 2020. It stars Matthew McConaughey, Charlie Hunnam, Henry Golding, Michelle Dockery, Jeremy Strong, Eddie Marsan, Colin Farrell, and Hugh Grant. It was produced by Guy Ritchie, Ivan Atkinson, and Bill Block, and The Gentleman was written and directed by Guy Ritchie. You ready to go watch this?
Yes.
We're coming back with our review. Alright, so we just finished watching The Gentleman. If you need a refresher on what the movie's about, we're going to put a brief synopsis down in that description. It would just take us too long to go through the whole movie. There was a lot of plot points and characters and things happening.
This movie's getting to that point where I'm starting to not really understand what the fuck is happening.
Yeah.
I was afraid it was going to get there.
There's a lot going on.
It's kind of getting there.
We're just going to jump right into our review, starting with our favorite parts. All right, Stasi, what were your favorite parts of the movie?
So I really enjoyed overall just the chemistry between all of the characters. Like even the characters that you did not like and you hated, just their interactions with everyone and how everyone interacted with each other was really good. I especially liked Matthew McConaughey's character and his dynamic with his wife. They were just like a really good team, and you could tell that they like cared about each other, and they handled all of the madness pretty well, I think. I like her outfit and her sunglasses and her hair.
She's a very well put together broad.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah, so I agree. Matthew McConaughey's character, it is a big ensemble cast with great chemistry, like Stasi said, but his character, Mikey, really is the main character. He's a total fucking beast in this movie. He's ruthless and violent and intimidating, and he just stays even keel, ice cold the whole movie. He rarely gets riled up. There's like a couple times where he gets riled up actually, but other times he's just threatening horrible violence and things to people, and he's just wearing his little hat, smoking a cigar in his suit, just like sitting back. Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, and his wife is his ride or die.
Yeah,
that's the vibe you get from her. So yeah, I really like them as a couple. I also really enjoyed the kids who were kind of like the helpers, who were like videotaping everything that they were doing.
Oh, and the kids at the boxing gym?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite. All right, go.
Yeah, so they were just like filming things and like uploading it to YouTube or whatever else, social media. And it was just kind of funny because that's what life is like now. You film things and you upload it because you think it's cool.
There were GoPros on their heads to record everything.
Yeah, it just like reminded me of like what you would see on World Star. Like as soon as there was a fight or something happening, these guys, they're wearing GoPros on their heads. They pull their ski masks down. They have video cameras and their phones and everything. And like, they see the guy fall out of the window and hit the ground, they immediately start taking pictures
and
on
it's
their
just
phone.
like so gory. Like, why would
Yeah.
you do that? But I think it's kind of in a sense making fun of
right.
kids who
How
do
it is
that
today.
and just highlighting how ridiculous it is.
Yeah, no, it's
by
definitely
going
making
to
it's
Yeah.
definitely making a statement on it for
Yeah,
sure.
going to extremes.
They're like
doing
cutting together their fight when they go rob the place and are fighting the guys. They cut it together into like a music video with
Yeah.
special effects and everything.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, it was really great. I think, yeah, that was like the satire of the movie. And it's also kind of, a contrast to Guy Ritchie's earlier films like Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, which I believe came out in the late 90s. And,
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, you got to watch that one.
We'll
That's
watch
a good
that
one. But yeah, just from the late 90s to now, this came out in 2020, just seeing how his filmmaking has progressed. I also want to say that the pacing of the movie was good. It was not boring. It kept your attention, even though you were confused because, it's Guy Ritchie. Like, you're going to get confused.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
But, yeah, it was entertaining. And, you kept wanting to figure out, okay, is this what's going to happen next? It was like trying to put together a puzzle. So I really liked that. Is there anything else you liked about it that I haven't mentioned already?
Yeah, so I agree with pretty much everything you said. I obviously really liked all of the, Guy Ritchie, the accents, the suits that they're wearing, the track suits they're wearing, the watches, rings, bracelets, cigars they're smoking, fancy cars they're driving, the way it was shot and framed up, and the way everything looked cool. It wasn't as stylized as some of his other movies, like the one Rock and Roller that we watched, where that one had it was almost like watching a music video.
Yeah.
This one was more tame than that, but it did still look really cool, and I do like all that stuff a lot.
Yeah,
So that
it was
one-
more subtle.
Yeah.
It wasn't as in your face.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it was still awesome. And then a scene that really stood out for me, I like the exposition scene that kind of takes place toward the beginning of the movie where Matthew McConaughey is explaining the operation, his weed growing operation, to Jeremy Strong's character, Matthew. They're driving around the countryside and they're showing you maps of the UK and how he's doing it and how people can just go everywhere and be like spying little cunts and find everything. And so you basically find out that he found all of his, private landowners that have these huge estates and need money. And so he's like, I'll do my weed operation here and pay you an amount, and then I'll put shipping containers under the ground and grow all this weed. And just that whole scene, I feel like it really just sort of brought you up to speed on what was happening in the movie in a very Guy Ritchie fashion. And then I know I talked a lot about Matthew McConaughey and how great he was, but honestly my favorite character in this movie was Colin Farrell's character, the boxing gym coach. He's sort of sprinkled throughout the movie. He's not the main character. He's just in there just enough.
Oh shit! It's Colin Farrell.
He's there where he needs to be.
Yeah, he's wearing the dope plaid track suits and his glasses and his hat. He's in the diner at the beginning, slapping the kids around and telling them how to fight.
So Colin Farrell trained those kids, and then okay.
Yeah, but I don't think he sanctioned them to do that. It's like, what the fuck are they doing?
The kids he teaches at the boxing gym are the ones we were talking about who film everything. And so he finds out they robbed Mikey, and so he goes to him and is basically like, look, I'll make it up to you. And so then he sort of ends up becoming one of his goons, and the kids end up helping him. And yeah,
he's like the kid wrangler.
Yeah,
he wrangles all the kids.
Yeah, he's just great.
Yeah, he was pretty funny. That he provided a lot of the comic relief.
Yeah.
Did he just call me a black cunt?
Yes, he did.
You can't do that, that's racist.
But you are black and you are the cunt there.
Okay, and Stasi, what were some of your least favorite parts of the movie?
So, this is probably obvious, but I did not like Hugh Grant's character. I felt he was a little slimy. He was unreliable. He was a lot of what caused the confusion, I think, in the movie, just because he would say one thing and then you'd see how things really went.
Most of the movie is his character, Lester, explaining to Raymond, who is Charlie Hunnam, and he's Matthew McConaughey's right-hand man. Most of the movie is him explaining things to him that he's sort of seen been going on, but he sort of goes off on these tangents, and so like, but they show it to you like it's actually happening.
Yeah.
And so they'll show you like an extremely weird thing happen, but it'll actually be a scene that they filmed with the characters, and then it cuts back to him telling the story, and he's like, no, that's not how it happened, and then it goes back and shows you what really happened.
There's only one rule in this fucking jungle. When the lion's hungry, he eats.
Jesus. Oh, yeah. I was going to say, there's no way.
It was like, yeah, they didn't kill him that quick.
So he just threatened to kill him. He didn't actually kill him.
Right.
I didn't so much have a problem with his character, like Stasi did, with him being slimy. I thought that was kind of cool. But just the way that it added a level of confusion that kind of wasn't necessary to the movie, just the way that he exaggerated all the stories. I feel like they could have, I don't know. It was Guy Ritchie, like that's what he's going to do, but it just sort of added to me a layer of confusion that didn't really need to be there.
Yeah, that's why I didn't like him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, no, he is a piece of shit, and he's
Yeah.
he's just in it for himself, but so's everybody
Yeah,
in the movie.
I know,
So, like,
yeah.
it's hard to hate just him.
I mean, oh yeah, no, definitely. Like, he is not the worst. The worst is Henry Golding's character. He's the evil one.
Dry eyes.
Yes. He was by far the worst person in this movie. And I'm glad he died.
Yeah, even though Jeremy Strong's character sort of sets him on the path of fucking things up, he just is really, like, what's the word? Like, unpredictable. Mm-hmm. Like, he just is, he kills the other old Asian drug dealer for no reason, and then he's in there basically trying to rape Matthew McConaughey's wife, and then Matthew McConaughey just comes in and side gangster blasts him.
Yeah.
He's a total fucking asshole the entire movie, so yeah, it was great to watch him die.
Yeah, it was.
Woo! Well, yeah, he had to go. That guy was a dickhead.
Is there anything else you didn't like?
So just one other thing, and it kind of goes back to like adding layers of stuff that didn't really need to be there, just to make the story thicker, I guess.
Yeah.
But when the Russian kid falls out of the window, the body that falls out of the window, you find out later was like some rich Russian kid, and his dad was like ex-KGB. So then the Russians come to try to kidnap Mikey and kill Raymond at the end of the movie, and then Colin Farrell and his, boxing gym goons have to save him.
Oh, yeah, Colin Farrell for the win.
And they show up at the end when they're driving away, and they have the AK-47, and they know exactly where to be, when to be there, shooting the guys in the car. And it just sort of, like, again, added sort of that level of, like...
It came out of nowhere.
Yeah, like, why?
Yeah.
There was enough other stuff going on. There was enough other pieces, enough other characters that would have been motivated to play that part of the movie, but they just, they added in. And so that just sort of felt like, shoehorned in there, I guess. Oh, and then another thing with Lester is, so the whole time that he's telling you the story, he's written a screenplay for a movie based on the events that he's describing. And then at the very end of the movie, he's pitching the screenplay to some executive at Miramax. And they have the boxing gym guys show up and shoot the AK-47 through the front of the car. And then they show like the empty car seat in the back where Mikey was, Matthew McConaughey's character. And then he's like, and then you just cut to black and there's your sequel. And for a split second, I thought that Guy Ritchie was going to end the movie right there and just be like, wait for the sequel. And I was about to get really pissed off because I was like, just make the fucking movie. But he didn't do that. He just made the movie. It does wrap up. You do see what happens to all the characters. It has a definitive ending. You know who lived, who died, what happened here, what happened there.
Yeah.
So it didn't go there. If it had gone there, it really would have pissed me off.
I know. The rock and rolla and that, that really got
We're
to
never
you.
going to get a sequel.
Yeah.
How does Guy Ritchie think all this shit up? Like, it's just like, just starts with a story thread and then just adds layer after layer of convolution to it.
Yeah.
All right, Stasi, would you watch The Gentleman again?
I would. Probably not often. It's an every few years kind of movie. It's not going to be a part of my annual holiday rotation. So...
You can watch movies. It's now March. You don't have to wait till the holidays.
Yeah, no, I know.
You can watch movies whenever you want, pretty
It's
much.
my favorite time of year.
This is still America.
I'm obsessed.
No, I would definitely watch this movie again. If anything, just because you'll understand what's happening better having seen it once. You may be able to pick up on things you didn't pick up on the first time. I would agree. It's not a super, hey, let's pop this in and just have fun kind of thing. Like,
you have to be in the mood for it.
Yeah, there's some intense stuff going on, and yeah, it's like, but no, it definitely has rewatchability to it, and I would watch it again. Okay, now comes the part of our video where we guess budget, box office, and Rotten Tomatoes scores. And since both of us haven't seen this movie, we're both going to guess, and then Stasi will look up on the internet and see how close we are not.
Yeah, right. That's what's going to happen, I'm sure.
All right, Stasi, you first.
Okay. The budget, I think, was $27 million, and the box office came out early 2020, before the pandemic.
Before everything. This was like January, I think.
So I'd say like $108 million. You?
So for the budget, I went a little higher than you. I went $35 million, and then I didn't think it made that much money. Guy Ritchie's movies don't seem to make that much money, even though they should. I just went an even $75 million. So I said it cost $35 to make, made $75.
So still a profit.
Yeah. But I don't think it broke $100 million. All right, what about Rotten Tomatoes?
Rotten Tomatoes. So I think the critics gave it a 72, and I think the audience a 76.
Okay, I went a little bit higher than you. I said the critics gave it an 80, and the audience gave it like an 84.
Okay.
All right, Stasi, take your phone out and let's see how we guessed.
All right. So the budget was $22 million.
22. Oh, so you were closer. We were both over, though, but you were a little bit closer.
Hey, I was pretty close compared to some of my other guesses.
Okay. And what about the box office?
The box office, drum roll, please. $115.2 million.
It did break $100 million. Oh, man.
I did better than you. I can't believe it.
Finally.
I
It's
know,
about
right?
time. Wait, what was your guess?
$108 million.
108. Okay, so you were closer on both of them.
Yeah.
Wow, there you go. I can't believe it broke $100 million. It's rated R, January release, right before the pandemic. Wow. Good for them, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, that movie, it was good. Like, it definitely should have made that much money. I didn't think it did, but
Yeah.
I'm glad it did.
Yeah.
And for Rotten Tomatoes?
Rotten Tomatoes, the critics gave it 75%.
Wow.
And the audience gave it 84%.
I said 84 for audience, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I was right. Yeah, and that I agree with that. I would be right there with the audience. This movie's a solid B. The critics, again, don't know what the fuck they're talking about. It's not a C.
I was closer, though. I said 72 for critic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then 76 for audience. So, but the audience did like it more than I thought they.
Would you agree with those scores? Where do you lean more toward, the critic or the audience?
Probably somewhere in between.
Okay.
Maybe like 80.
Just a solid 80?
Yeah.
Okay.
Something like that.
Yeah, when I wrote down my number, I legitimately put 84. I was right with the audience.
Yeah.
Well, my audience guess and what the audience was on this one.
Yeah. Cool. So the critics' consensus from Rotten Tomatoes, it says, it may not win writer-director Guy Ritchie many new converts, but for those already attuned to the filmmaker's brash wavelength, the gentleman stands tall.
Yeah. That's saying if you like Guy Ritchie movies, you'll like this movie.
Yeah.
We like Guy Ritchie movies, so we liked this movie.
Yeah.
There you have it, folks.
Yeah.
So, there was our review of The Gentleman after watching it for the first time. If you liked this video and you like the way that we watch and review movies here on our channel, make sure to subscribe and check on notifications so you'll know when we post a new video.
Also, be sure to comment your thoughts. Let us know what you think of The Gentleman, of our review. And if there are any movies that you think one or both of us haven't seen before, feel free to comment those below, and we will watch them and put them on the channel.
Thanks so much for watching.
Thanks.
Fucking rolling pin.
That fucking rolling pin.
Here we go.
What the fuck is going on in here? Who the fuck is Mickey Pearson? Doesn't want to be subservient to anyone. Yeah, pronto. Get rid of the fucking van. Fucking rough night for you. Some gangster things. Money vacations, aren't you? Your trusted consigliere.
No, fuck off.
No, fuck off.
I knew that. It's one of your favorite phrases.
I was waiting for it.
Yeah.